He gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. A gain of 6 there on 1st. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
On 1st down, they go right back to Hunt. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw, Mayfield. Here as he's taken down. Carlos Dunlap in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo was a very...
And he's going to go down again. Carl Lawson in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Great coverage there. Holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And the magnitude of this game, everybody knows it. The fans, obviously the players and coaches, there's just within the palpable buzz right now. They know they control their own destiny.
Win and you're in. And I think every player wants that. I think every coach wants that. I haven't been an organization yet that wants to be in a game where they have to rely on other teams to get them to their goals. In this situation, it's very cut and dry. Win and you're in the playoffs. That's their mission. That's their challenge. And you know they've chosen to accept it.
And what they told us is this has been the most focused week of practice we've had all year. You wouldn't expect any different.
Yeah, and you know, at the beginning of the season, you have multiple goals. They just have one now. Win the game.
That one, a gain of 20 and a 1st down. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. On 3rd down, Mixon. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good size run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Browns drive about to get started, and they will start this drive with just terrible field position backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Mayfield. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there. On first down, it's Hunt. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Geno Atkins, the Pro Bowler, in there on the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down now, it's Hunt, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Two minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They run for it with Hunt. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
First down, Cleveland.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. This pass complete to Higgins. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 47-yard line.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Mayfield on play action. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Preston Brown, the linebacker. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. He was looking for Landry that time. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the 2nd half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s. Back-to-back, what a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. From midfield here, Dalton. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Off the play fake to Nixon. This is Dalton. He's going to launch this thing. Wait, got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. The final act of the first half. Dalton. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, as time expires in the first half. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Throwing, Dalton. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Number 27.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Regular. It's 2nd and 8 at the 26-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield. Buying time to his left. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window? He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. 30, 10, and all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon, 95 yards. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all, and it leaves them with 3rd and long. And, you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. On 4th down, they snap it to Mayfield. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position.
93, 52, 93.
Mixon with a first down carry. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Olivier Vernon in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals.
I'm coming after you. Regular.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
Now Hunt. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. They go play action. Mayfield. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Geno Atkins in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustration, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Now Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Geno Atkins. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They toss to Mixon. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Dalton steps away. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him. Find him.
The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The Browns drive about to get started. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Mayfield able to get this one to his tight end, Njoku. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Play fake. Mayfield. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Geno Atkins, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
57's Mike. Mike 57. Watch the pass. Alert flare. Alert flare.
Now Mayfield on 4th down. And the pressure gets to him again. Geno Atkins. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. Well, that's the 4th time that they've tried to go for it on 4th down. They've only converted once, Charles.
And obviously not a good percentage. And if you're going to go for it on 4th down, you think that you've got the right play dialed up. You can't be stopped. Your momentum's going to keep going. But 1 for 4, that tells you that you need to look at things in a different way, and you need to tip your cap to the defense. They've done a great job.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Regular. 14, Mike 14. You don't know no better.
Dalton here from the gun. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Operating from the gun. Dalton. And the catch good. It's Eifert. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down. When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Mayfield off the play fake. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Geno Atkins, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Carl Lawson, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Here's Jamie Gillendown, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Ross on the return. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bengals drive about to get going. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Back to Mixon on first down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Browns' 39-yard line.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. He'll get it to the 40. Sweet little move in there, but couldn't get much yardage out of it.
And that's one of the reasons we like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Strong right, strong right.
Play action now. Dalton. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And this is away, and I don't think Landry will get a chance to return here. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds, and they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters...
And it's a fumble, and the Bengals grab it. And the field position doesn't get much better than this. They'll have it 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
No, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for the Bengals, the win means they'll finish in double digits at 10-6. And that is maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but a better than average season nonetheless. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, this might wind up being a tough pill to swallow as they're going to finish the season at 9-7. And it's going to be finger-crossing time as we await the final shakedown of this year's playoff picture. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.